The future tense. In this video, we will discuss about all four kinds of the future tense. First, simple future tense. Second, future continuous tense. Third, future perfect tense. And fourth, future perfect continuous tense. Future simple tense. It is used to express an action that will occur or happen in the future. It is used to describe an action which will happen in near or far future after being said about it by the speaker. Now let's see how positive sentences are formed in simple future tense. First, we write subject. Subject is the doer of the sentence who is involved in performing the action of the sentence. Then we write auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb is the helping verb that's main function is to assist the main verb of the sentence. Then we write main verb. Main verb is the main action of the sentence. And then we write object. Object is something with which the action of the sentence is performed. So subject, auxiliary verb will, then base form or first form of the verb, and then object. Now let's see a few examples of the same. He will come here tomorrow. She will buy a laptop at the end of this month. She will take her exam at the end of this year. I will meet him in his office tomorrow. Now let's discuss how negative sentences are formed in simple future tense. For that, first we write subject, then auxiliary verb, then not, then main verb, and then object. Subject, it can be noun or pronoun, it can be singular, it can be plural. Auxiliary verb will, and the word not. Use of not is a compulsion in forming negative sentences in any kind of tense that makes the sentence negative. Then base form of the verb, that means first form of the verb, and then object. Now these are the examples based on the sentence structure that we just have talked about. First, he will not buy a car. He is subject will. Auxiliary verb not, because we are forming or talking about negative sentences. Buy is first form of the verb. A car is an object here. Now the rest of the sentences also have been formed using the similar or same sentence structure. She will not come to college. They will not play cricket. I will not go to university tomorrow. Now, this is a very important thing to be remembered while doing tenses, that the short form of will not is won't. Therefore, the negative sentences can also be written with won't instead of will not. Now see the following examples. He will not help you. He won't help you. In this sentence, will not is used. In this sentence, won't is used. Won't is the short form of will not itself, and the meaning of both the sentences is the same. Now let's talk about interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences are the question sentences where interrogation is done. For that, first we write auxiliary verb, then subject, then main verb, and then object. Auxiliary verb will is used while forming interrogative sentences in simple future tense. Then subject, then base form of the verb or first form of the verb, and then object. Now here are given the examples of interrogative sentences of simple present tense. So let's see them. Will they send him an invitation card? Will is auxiliary verb, they is subject, send is first form of the verb, him is indirect object here, and invitation card is direct object here. And the sign of question mark is used here that clearly indicates that the sentence is written in interrogative form. Next, will she marry him? Will they buy a new chair? Will you help me? Now we will talk about future continuous tense. It is used to express an ongoing or continued action which will occur at some time in the future. It expresses future actions having an ongoing nature that is expected to start in future and continue for a period of time in future. This tense is also called future progressive tense. Now, here is given the sentence structure of positive sentences of future continuous tense. First, we write subject, then auxiliary verb, then main verb, and then object. Subject can be noun or pronoun, it can be singular or plural. Auxiliary verb, which is used while forming sentences in future continuous tense, is will be. Then we use present participle form of the verb, which is also known as fourth form of the verb, that is formed by adding ing to first form of the verb. For examples, eat plus ing eating, drink plus ing drinking. And then after using fourth form of the verb, we write object. Now following the same sentence structure, some examples have been written here. First, they will be making preparations for their exams. He will be feeling good tomorrow. She will be singing a song for the audience. They will be playing football in the playground. I will be writing a report. Now, here is given the sentence structure of negative sentences of future continuous tense. For that, first we write subject, then auxiliary verb, then main verb, and then object. Subject, the auxiliary verb that we use while forming negative sentences in future continuous tense is will not be. Then present participle form or fourth form of the verb, and then object. Now let's see its examples also. They will not be working there. He will not be listening to the music. She will not be watching a program on television. She is subject, will not be is helping verb, watching is fourth form of the verb, and a program is an object. Next, you will not be washing your clothes. Now, this is the sentence structure of interrogative sentences of future continuous tense. For that, first we use will, then subject, then be, then present participle form of the verb, which is also known as fourth form of the verb, and then object. Now, following the same sentence structure that I just talked about, some examples are given here. Let's see. Will you be helping the people? Helping verb. Subject, be is a part of helping verb only. Helping is the main verb or fourth form of the verb, which is past participle form of the verb. Which is present participle form of the verb, and the people is object here. Next, will he be taking his exams? Will he be taking his exams? Will she be buying new dresses for her wedding? Will they be playing chess? Now we will talk about future perfect tense. Future perfect tense is used to express an action which the speaker assumes will have completed or occurred in the future. It gives a sense of completion of a task that will happen in the future. For example, the patient will have recovered from illness by the next month. This tense is also sometimes used to express completion of an action in future before another activity happens. For example, she will have learned the Chinese before she moves to China. Now, let's focus on how positive sentences are framed in future perfect tense. For that, first we write subject, then auxiliary verb, then main verb, and then object. Subject can be noun or pronoun, it can be singular or plural. Auxiliary verb that is used here is will have, and then past participle form of the verb, which is also called third form of the verb. Basically, there are four forms of the verb. First is present, second, past, third, past participle, and fourth, present participle. So here we will use third form of the verb, which is past participle form of the verb, and then object. Now, a few examples are given based on the sentence structure of positive sentences of future perfect tense that we just have discussed. Now let's see them. He will have completed his project by Saturday. He subject will have helping verb. Completed is third form of the verb complete. His project is an object here, and by Saturday, this is the requirement of the sentence. It was supposed to be added in the sentence to complete its meaning. Now, rest of the examples also have been formed using the similar sentence structure. Next, they will have enjoyed party. She will have bought a new laptop. I will have taken my breakfast. Now let's see negative sentences, sentence structure in future perfect tense. For that, First subject, then auxiliary verb, then main verb, and then object. Subject, auxiliary verb that is used in negative sentences of future perfect tense is will not have. Then past participle form or third form of the verb, and then object. Now a few examples are given here of negative sentences of future perfect tense following the sentence structure that we just discussed. First, he will not have reached his home. She will not have come here. They will not have written application for leave. You will not have enjoyed the gathering. Here in these sentences, third form of the verb has been used. Like in first sentence, reached is third form of the verb reach. In this sentence, come is third form of the verb come. Its second form is came and third form is come again. Written is third form of the verb write. Enjoyed is third form of the verb enjoy. Now let's focus on how interrogative sentences are formed in future perfect tense. For that, first we use auxiliary verb which is will. Then subject, the doer of the sentence. Then have, and then past participle or third form of the verb, and then object. Now a few examples of interrogative sentences of future perfect tense are given here. Let's discuss them. Will they have helped his friend? Will, helping verb. They, subject. Have, using have is a compulsion here in future perfect tense. Helped is third form of the verb help. His friend is an object here, and the mark of question is used here to indicate that the sentence is an interrogative sentence. Next, will he have made a plan for his studies? Will she have gone to America? Will they have completed their work easily? Now, one thing is to be noticed here that so far, whichever tenses we have done or discussed in videos or like that also, there we have studied that if our subject is singular, we use has. And then we have also learnt that if our subject is plural, we use have. But here, this formula is not applied because here in while forming sentences in interrogative form in future perfect tense, no matter if your subject is plural or singular, you will have to use the word have with all kind of the subjects. Now we will discuss about future perfect continuous tense. This tense is used to describe an ongoing action that will complete in future. It is used to express the ongoing nature of an action with regards to its continuation towards a point in future. The action is assumed to be continued for a time, specified or unspecified in future. A time reference A time reference is used in the sentence to show starting time of the action or for how long the action continues. For time reference of the action, two specific words, since and for, are used in the sentence. The word since is used if the exact starting time, for example, Friday or since 10 a.m., of the action is known or intended to be shown in the sentence. The word for is used to express the amount of time, for example, for 5 hours or for 9 months, for which the action continued towards a point in future. Now let's discuss how positive sentences are formed in future perfect continuous tense. For that, first subject, then auxiliary verb, then main verb, then object, and then time reference with for or since. The use of for or since depends on the timing that is being used here. If we are using a period of time, that period of time can be of 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks, or 2 century. We will use for because it is a period of time. And if we have exact timing, that exact timing can be the name of a month, the name of a week, exact timing like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, or the name of any month like since March, since April. If these the or it can be any year's name like 2005, I have been teaching 2006. So if a particular timing is given, we use since for time reference. If time period is given, we use for time reference. So subject, auxiliary verb that is used while forming positive sentences in future perfect continuous tense is will have been. Then present participle form, which is fourth form of the verb, that includes first form of the verb plus ing. For example, eat plus ing eating, go plus ing going, come plus ing coming. Then we write object with time reference. Now let's see its examples also. They will have been living in Paris for 5 years. The kid will have been sleeping since 10 p.m. The doctor will have been treating patients for 2 years. He will have been reading this book since 10 a.m. Now we will discuss about the way of forming sentences in negative form in future perfect continuous tense. First subject, then auxiliary verb, then main verb, then object with time reference. Subject, the auxiliary verb which is used while forming negative sentences in future perfect continuous tense is will not have been. And then present participle form of the verb, which includes first form of the verb plus ing, and then object with time reference. Now let's see the examples based on the same sentence structure. First, they will have been living in no its examples are here. So these are the examples of negative sentences of future perfect continuous tense. First, he will not have been working in the factory for 6 months. Next, she will not have been playing games since November. Next, they will not have been using this car since March. The company will not have been advertising posts for 2 years. Now, we will discuss about the way of forming interrogative sentences or question sentences of future perfect continuous tense. To form such sentences, first we write will, then subject, then have been, then present participle form of the verb, which is fourth form of the verb, and then object. Now let's see its examples also. Will she have been studying in the new college since December? Will they have been working in this factory since June? Will the kids have been making a noise for 3 hours? Will they have been using their phone since tomorrow? Now we have discussed all kinds of the future tense. I hope you understood it well, and I believe that you people will practice the rules or the sentence structures of all kinds of sentences. Have a great day. Thank you.